All right, yo, guys, what's going on? I'm Offing Delete, and welcome to today's Stellaris game, where we are going to be taking a look at some invasive species. That's right, we're going to be playing with Plantoid species. We already have an empire here that I've created a little bit earlier on. We've added some new traits as well, and we're going to be looking at some new features here coming with the 3.9 Stellaris open beta that is open right now. And so be sure to give it a look, and let's go ahead and get this thing started. And so I've not played with a plantoid species in quite some time, and before we start this, let's go ahead and take a quick look at some of the newer things that we are adding to this empire. And so for starters, we got some new traits here. We went with, this one's not new, but this one's radiotrophic, so it replaces 50% of base food upkeep with energy upkeep. All right. And so yeah, hello everyone. For our new trait, we have psychological infertility. And so this says that pop growth during war and crisis will be decreased by 30%. All right, and so that's kind of big, but I'm trying to be a more peaceful empire so that we don't have to worry about being at war. So there's that. And then we're going to go with invasive species. This is another new trait. This says that habitability is increased by 5% for each negative trait selected from pop growth speed. For plus another 5% for each negative trait selected. And so for each negative trait that I have selected, I have 2 right now, that is going to increase my habitability and my pop growth speed. And so that's some pretty good stuff there. Outside of that, we have a new origin as well. We're going to scroll all the way down here towards the bottom, and here it is, fruitful partnership. And so this says this verdant civilization has developed a unique synergy with spaceborne fauna. Now, by offering their fruits to the creatures, they entice the seed dispersers to aid their colonization efforts. And so what this says is that space fauna disperse seed pods throughout the galaxy. And something that has been added here is now you can hover over and see what a seed pod is. And so it says that this seed pod spread to colonizable planets by space fauna that graze the star seed gardens. And so on uninhabited planets, you'll have the dormant seed pods, and on inhabited planets, you'll have invasive xenoflora. All right, and so let's see, can I look at these? Yeah, so dormant seed pods, it says empires with a fruitful partnership origin can use a special project to open the seed pods and colonize the planet. And these restrained seeds from an entirely different ecosystem lie dormant on this planet. And then for an inhabited planet, we'll get +5 society research from jobs, +5% society research from jobs, +5% food from jobs, another +5% immigration pool, and empires with the fruitful partnership origin can use the special project to summon armies to appear on this planet during a war. Wow. That is pretty sweet. And so seeds from another land have found fertile soil here, supplanting the local vegetation. So I'm assuming while you're at war with another empire, I mean, what it says here, you can summon armies to appear on the planet during a war. All right, and so next up, it says here that we'll have available star-based buildings. These are star seed gardens. And so here's the icon. This produces 5 food, and it lures space fauna to graze at the starbase, collecting seed pods for dispersal. And then below that, it says a vacuum garden for our starbase, full of plants genetically enhanced to attach or to attract spaceborne fauna. Next up, we have available bombardment stances, and this is that we have the seed bombing. All right, and so no damage to armies, heavy damage to planets, no damage to pops, will bombard undefended planets, and it spawns blockers on the planet. And so seed bombing carpets the planet with hyper-fertilized seed pods, coursing as an explosion of growth. And I'm wondering if you can like spawn more armies from this. And so it says, let's see. The last thing here for the, actually there's a few more things. Yeah, the last thing here though for fruitful partnership, this is the origin we're looking at, is the home system. The Tiyanki is a neighboring system. Alrighty. And so here are the requirements here behind my noggin here. I'll move myself out of the way. But yeah, you have to be a plantoid species or a fungoid. And we cannot have the devouring swarm civic. We also cannot be a machine either. And in some degree, you have to be a xenophile, pacifist, or, okay, a gestalt consciousness? Okay. And so there it is. We got our empire. let's start our game. And so here we are, guys. Let me know what some things you are looking forward to in the Stellaris 3.9 open beta. I gotta say right now, the Necromancy, we tried that out last week. This week we're trying out the Plantoids. We also have a Plantoid portrait here that we are playing with. Now let's begin. And so, fruitful partnership. It says, if your roots run deep, yet your spirit grows restless, let others carry your echoes away. And so let animals sniff your flowers, flourish or nourish themselves in your fruits, and bathe in the shadow of your leaves. Let them carry pollen and seeds to distant lands, so that your offspring can bury their roots on foreign soil. And when the wind brings you the sound of rustling leaves, you'll know your children have found a new home. And so, since time immemorial, we have worked with the local fauna to spread our species across Gaia. So when the time came to uproot ourselves, branches reaching further skyward, it was only natural we could also connect with the fauna of the void. They chew our fruits, they gaze our leaves, and they'll carry our children to distant worlds where they will bloom and be nurtured by alien suns. Let our seeds spread, let the galaxy be our garden. And so let's begin. And so here is our world, planet Gaia. And already we have a ton of agricultural districts. Not a whole lot of energy credits and minerals right now, but let's look at our empire before we start this really quickly. And for our civics, we did go with catalytic processing. This will be used to replace metallurgists with catalytic technicians, and those catalytic technicians will turn our food into alloys. On top of that, we have the Argarian Idol, and this gives our generator, mining, and agricultural districts one extra housing for those districts when we build them. City districts will provide one less housing, and for every 4 agricultural districts, that'll grant us 1 building slot. And so I'm going to be just kind of experimenting with this. We'll see if this works. I'm not sure if it does or not. I mean, they seem to complement each other when it comes to food and things like that. But let's try building some more. Right now we have 6 agricultural districts. I want to see about building another. Or better yet, we could go down the route of building an alloy foundry. But first things first, let's move some resources around here so that we can have enough minerals to actually build a building. All right, so the food is more of an upkeep. We'll go ahead and sell all of that. And there we go. We got our 400 minerals. Let's start with an alloy foundry. We already have a lot of food. Let's start digging into the alloy production there. Outside of that, we'll go ahead and select our technology as well. And, you know, I'm not going to be using a lot of, I don't know, maybe I will be. Let's go with an energy grid. I know we're lacking on the energy credits right now. Pop growth speed. And we'll go with afterburners for our ships. Now, pop growth speed is going to be a big thing in this run, at least in the early game. I'm going to see how fast we can grow our pops on our planets. But for now, let's see. What do we have here? What is this? Here we have an alien vessel right next to us. Now, I don't know what's going on here, but there's also Tiyanki in this system. That's kind of bizarre, though. I don't know if I remember seeing... I did just a little snippet of this origin before, but this is different. These are alien vessels that have unknown capabilities. All right, so maybe I'll avoid that system for now. That fleet seems to be very strong. And I'm going to go ahead and just start planning a course here for my science ship to survey some of the nearby systems. And while we're at it, I'm going to go ahead and restrict this system so that my ships don't accidentally travel in that area. All right, so we got our buildings. We have our ships and things like that. We're going to be going ahead and starting our game here. I'm also going to jump to this fleet manager really quick and change up some of our ships, especially since we have such hostile ships here right at our borders. And so let's see here. We're going to add some armor, change the point defense, call it a day. All right, and so here we are. And I'm going to go ahead and send my army up as well. And let's have them just explore a few systems ahead. We already found some early hostilities nearby, and not weak ones. They're Polarian automated fleets. 4,000 fleet power right there. And so Yeah, we'll be probably working on expanding here towards the bottom a little bit early on. Let's grab our construction ship and let's see about building. Oh wow, we are actually right next to a nebula, the Sibelius Shroud. And so these will be some really nice systems here to, man, this is a really nice looking system as well. This is a nebula with all of these worlds in it, and so I'm hoping that we find lots of resources, but we'll come back there in a bit. Meanwhile, we're gonna go ahead and select our first tradition, and for this one, let's go with expansion. I feel like if we're gonna be an invasive species, expansion is what we're gonna wanna do, especially early in the game. Get as many systems as we can, and we got a new agenda that we're gonna look at here once our next agenda unlocks. It's the superior colonies. And so that'll be a nice little agenda to launch here later on. But speaking of agenda, let's look at our council here. We got our new portraits, our Plantoid portraits. They're like people of the forest. And one of my admirals has gained a trait. Nice. And holy moly, they got the scout trait that allows them to see where these hyperlanes, they detect the hyperlane reach there. And now we can see a little bit further where these lanes go to. And so I'll probably keep this this fleet a little close by, and we'll just see if we can find any planets as we explore these nearby stars. Now, my construction ship, I was waiting to build some mining stations. We'll get to work on that now. Oh, and here it is. My fleet has come across a tropical world size 15. It looks like tropical worlds are pretty habitable for my species. Ocean worlds, I can probably imagine being a little bit closer. Probably not the most habitable for my species, but nonetheless, I don't think they'll complain about it. And look at that, the alloys have went up. So yeah, we got this alloy foundry on our planet through catalytic processing. We'll see here, here it is, catalytic technicians. What is this? Oh no, the head of my empire's research department has gone missing. Along with their privately funded, highly experimental prototype science ships, the incident has the scientific community on Gaia in an uproar. How odd. And so now I have a counselor position that is open. Oh no. Okay, and so we'll come back to that here in just a second. Let's go ahead and build another agricultural district. I gotta sell some of this food. We got so much food right now. This is great. And we got a lot of alloys for where we are here. And we're gonna keep building these agricultural districts. I'm gonna see if this, I don't know, I'm gonna see if this works. We're gonna be going heavy on the catalytic processing here, and pretty soon here in a bit, we're gonna start reinforcing our ships. And so this Wanderlust situation, let's see what this is all about. The whereabouts of the head, now technically the former head of research, have yet to be ascertained. Certain details regarding the prototype science ship and the head's private research have reached our ears, and while some aspects seem too fantastical to be true, it is clear that it is in the starbase of Gaia's interest to find and recover the chair as soon as possible. The situation log has been updated. And so, oh no, we have a rogue scientist. Where could they be? This head of researcher that I can't see. And so we're gonna go ahead and replace them with our olive maple governor, who has the righteous trait, which isn't, you know, the worst thing in the world. I don't think my planet is not very stable. And for our new scientist here that we're gonna have to recruit, we're gonna go with Daisy Oak. Daisy Oak has the private minds and eye for talent trait. It's gonna be perfect. A nice replacement. And we're gonna go ahead and start surveying a little bit further out into the galaxy. And so I'm actually gonna have them go this way first. We'll get a second scientist up here a little bit later on once I get some more unity. Purchasing leaders early on is expensive, not in the way of resources, but in your unity. And so you don't usually spend this unless you're using it on a tradition.
Survey complete.
But yeah, you can do some juggling. And so here we have found some aliens. Let's see what's going on. Another 4K fleet of some mining drones, and we're gonna go ahead and get out of this system as soon as we can, but we're gonna do this a little bit better here so that we don't risk altercation with those mining drones. And so this way we're gonna travel along and outside, hopefully outside of range of their ships there. And I think we should be okay. Now we got first contact protocols. Now we are a more peaceful empire, and so we're going to try to greet the Xenos with open arms. And so our first contact protocol is going to be set to proactive. We will not be able to attack anybody that we meet on first contact or anything like that. And I think that's probably a good idea here, but I don't know. Like I said, with this catalytic processing thing, we're generating a lot more alloys than I was thinking we would. And so maybe I'll go ahead and start reinforcing a few armies here and really being invasive, a peaceful, invasive plantoid species. All right, and so I believe we did just select, oh, here it is. Now we are selecting our next tradition here, and I'm going to start on the right side. And so colonization fever says that colonization fever seems to have gripped the populace. Their enthusiasm and patriotic fervors draw additional population to new colonies. And so the effect of this tradition is going to give us 1 additional pop when we have a new colony. And we'll go ahead and get that squared away. And meanwhile, let's go back to our construction ship. We've surveyed a few systems. We'll go ahead and build our first star base here. And I'm going to move forward again. On top of that, we have just selected our second tradition, or actually our first tradition in the expansion tradition tree. And I just selected my star base, and something I want to show you guys. This right here is the Starseed Garden. This is what we talked about a little bit earlier. And so this comes from my origin, and it says that a vacuum garden of our starbase full of plants genetically enhanced to attract spaceborne fauna. This costs 50 alloys to build, takes you 180 days to complete, and it has an upkeep of some energy credits. Now, this says that it lures fauna to graze the starbase, collecting seed pods for dispersal. And we'll see how that all plays out, but I don't know. I don't see the Tiyanki over here anymore, and so I'm not sure where they left off to. Maybe they're in this area. Not 100% sure, but hopefully we can draw some more of them to our worlds. And so here I got a tile blocker that's getting ready to clear out. I guess we could go ahead and build. There it is. And so another tile blocker's been cleared. We only have 2 jobs left on this planet, and so I want to maybe increase that a little bit more. And I'm looking around here. I see that we are kind of lacking on the consumer goods, and so maybe an industrial district. This might work out. And they said that if I build city districts, I will not get as many housing slots available there. But for every 4 of these agricultural districts I build, we'll get an extra building slot open. And so, like I said, that's going to be kind of interesting there to see how that works. There are some pros and cons to that. Let's get our agendas next. We have the infinite opportunities. This is the first agenda I usually start with your empires. We'll launch that first. And the superior colonies. Now, I do want to launch this, but right now we're not colonizing any new planets just yet. And so we'll wait on that, and we'll go with expanding the council first. Let's get another leader here on our council. Meanwhile, I'm looking around, and let's go ahead and keep this game going. And so there it is. This world is 100, or no, it's 90% habitable. That seems pretty habitable to me. And so our next goal is probably going to be to get as many resources as we can to contribute to colonizing this world. Or better yet, I'd be very curious to try and colonize this planet with seed pods. We'll see how that works. I have lost track of the space fauna, and so if we can find those guys, we will give that a shot. Meanwhile, we're going to give our main leader the Eye for Talent Tier 2 trait, increasing that experience gain for our leader. And so my scientist is now surveying a little bit faster here. We got the system surveyed pretty quickly. And these nebula systems, there are some modifiers for that. And so it says that the environmental effect of a nebula system is it increases cloaking. Oh no. All right, and so yeah, we're looking for a leader as well. Purge the Xenos. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe not in this run. We're playing with an invasive plantoid species, but I mean, we could be invading worlds here later. Well, with this origin that we're playing with right now, if you're at war with another empire, you can launch these seed pods on their planet, and that you can grow armies from them pretty much. And so if we do invade some worlds later, I do want to give that a shot. It's a new bombardment stance. I think it's called seed podding. And so let's see here if we can actually pull that up. Here it is, seed bombing. There it is. And so it says that seed bombing carpets the planet with hyper-fertilized seed balls. causing an exploding growth. And so when I'm in this bombardment stance, I have no damage to armies, I have heavy damage to planets, no damage to pops, and will bombard undefended worlds. Spawn blockers, this spawns blockers on the planet. And so, yeah, if we get the chance to try that out, we definitely will. And with us playing with a, what DLC is the origin from? This is actually a part of the 3.9 open beta map. And so, yeah, right now it's a open beta on PC, and that's what I'm trying out right now. I have all the DLC active in this game as well. I should have mentioned that earlier, but is my green screen? Come here. There's a little bitty cut off there. And so, yeah, we have found the Grunner here. And this is actually going to play perfectly with my Plantoid species. And so it says here that one of my scientists, their crew, are eager to report that they've uncovered the remains of an ancient spacefaring species on, I'm going to imagine that's an asteroid 32PX872, who appear to have inhabited the planet some 7 million years ago. That is a long time. And so, while it's unclear why the species who called themselves the Grunner disappeared from the Wistral system, our scientists have isolated a promising archaeological dig site on their planet. Perhaps further study will yield more clues. And so, curious. And there it is. This system right here has the Grunner in it. For my head of researcher here, let's give them another trait. And I'm going to go for the politician. That gives us faction modifiers. Guys, with us playing with this radiotrophic species, I'm seeing here that we have some low energy credits. And so I'm going to see have I completed that? Oh, no, I haven't. Well, I thought we completed the energy grid technology. It looks like that's not the case just yet. We'll get a generator district up for now. And some of these districts I build on my home world, I kind of juggle through them. We may change them up later on in the game, but for now, we'll keep them the same. And there it is, a generator district's on the way. That should help us with this energy credit deficit that we currently have. But nonetheless, I'm not too worried about it. We're gonna go ahead and keep moving forward. Let's try to build another science ship. So I'm gonna head over here to my garden, my garden station. We're gonna build one of those and another construction ship here because we're gonna be surveying in multiple directions of the galaxy. Now, I mentioned earlier, all things pop growth in this run. A new life, this is the next expansion tradition we are starting with, and it says a new life awaits our citizens in the off-world colonies. A chance to begin again in the garden land of opportunity and adventure. With the help of an aggressive marketing campaign, the less fortunate elements of our society will be flocking to our colony ships. And so this increases pop growth speed by 10%. And there it is. More pop growth. We're at 31 pops right now, and so not too bad. I see that we have a habitable world in my borders. We need another 200 consumer goods. And so in the next month here, we will have enough, and bingo. And so let's see here. Let's give this a cool name. How about, oh man, I just passed. Okay, here we go. Asperium. This is our next world. And we'll be sending a pop over there right away. We have a second construction ship up. I'll automate them to automatically construct, and then we'll get a second scientist up as well when we get some more unity. So let's keep this thing going.
Construction complete.
Our home planet looking pretty solid. We got a generator district on the way, and let's see if that increases the... Oh, we just need more pops. That's all there is to that. You know what? We could probably make this a favorite job, and then send the pops there, and there we go. Now we're out of the deficit. We lost a little bit of food, but that's okay. Just don't want to be losing resources right now. And so I'm going to move this construction ship forward. And what I'm doing is pretty much I'm having one construction ship move forward, the other one building mining stations behind it. And so we'll expand with one construction ship, the other we use to push forward. Now, I just selected this scientist here, Erica Hawthorne, who has the roamer trait. And we're going to have this scientist survey these nearby systems in my sector, and we'll head in the opposite direction. And so hopefully there's no enemies in these nearby systems. We'll see what's going on, see if we can find any more habitable worlds. And here we are looking for our head of researcher, guys. Earlier on in the game went missing. Where did they go? We don't know, but we are in search for them now. And so let's go ahead and survey this direction instead. And that sounds like a leader trait indicator there. Let's see what we got. Our Minister of Defense. What do we want to give this character? How about the Adaptionist Tier 2? Leader experience gain is increased by another 20%. Now I'm playing with organics. We got to get the most bang for our buck out of these leaders. And it looks like we have found our first, the Shroud. There they are. First contact has begun, or is now beginning. And yes, we have found Zro in their system. Interesting special resource there. All right, and so let's go ahead and expand our borders once again. And right now, I think I'm kind of pacing myself, doing pretty solid. We're not burning too much of our influence. If I were building multiple star bases, which we will be doing here in just a second, we'll probably be expanding here. That is a lot of minerals for one system. And so we'll take that. Meanwhile, here back on my home planet, we still have a building slot open. I have some tile blockers here preventing me from utilizing these agricultural districts. And so we'll clear those out. And I want to see about building, let's see here. We have, let's see, 3, 6, 7. If I build one more agricultural district, that'll open up a building slot on this planet. And so here it is, guys. We have a origin-specific traits. Have we found more Tiyanki? I'm not sure, but it says the Tiyanki are the first alien species we encountered, and we already learned much about this docile creature. Capable of assessing some lower dimensions of subspace, these spaceborne life forms roam the system to system with remarkable ease. They graze on gases common to the upper layer of many gas giants and have taken a liking to our fruits. They will rarely, if ever, attack even when provoked. The perfect carrier for our seeds, calm, innocuous, almost boring. Do they hide any secret? And so we're going to go ahead and dedicate further time to their study. And I want to learn more about the Tiyanki. And so let's go to our situation log. And here it is. Tiyanki observation is available. That is going to take us 92 months. And so we're going to come back to that when we get our tech score up a little bit higher. But right now, I think that's going to be a little costly for us in this early game. And so let's get our plantoids expanding. Here is the Stars of Gaia. And so we are playing on a barred spiraling galaxy. And uh-oh, is that what I think that is over there? We didn't look at our galaxy yet, but we got a cluster of planets over here, and I'm curious on what that is all about. Who knows? We're going to have to see 14 minerals in this one system. That is very nice. And so what do I need here to expand? Oh, the system's still not fully surveyed. That is a very good looking system right here, and still so many planets to survey. And so we might find even more resources here, but that is a very good system. A very, very good system. All right, and so usually I leave all projects behind when I'm in the surveying phase of my game. We'll come back to those later on. We'll try to expand over as many of them as we can. We got first contact with the Shroud Walkers continuing. And here it is. We are now going to expand our borders to another sector system. I think we can expand over the Enclave as well, and so we'll get to work on that too. That should speed up our first contact protocol with them as well. Meanwhile, we got pop growth speed, genome mapping technology. There it is. Let's go with eco simulation next. Again, we're going to be going crazy on the food, the pop growth. We're going to be trying to fully utilize catalytic reprocessing. I believe that's what it's called. Let me double check. Is it just processing or... Yeah, it's just processing, not reprocessing. But yes, we're going to be turning that food into alloys. All right, and so there it is. We got some more border expansion. We are now encased over the Shroud Walkers. I'm going to probably go ahead and just build some research districts for now. And here it is, guys. We got another origin-related situation here. It says seed dispersal. Now, for the galaxy spaceborne fauna, we built a garden. We filled it with flowers, fruit, and sticky seed pods, ready to latch to the skin of those magnificent creatures. But would these void dwellers appreciate our banquet? As soon as they bit into the first apple, our anxiety dissipated. Since time immemorial, we have offered fruit and shade to the animals on our planet. In return, they carried our seeds. Now, this ancient pact has been replicated at a galactic scale. Spaceborne fauna will carry our seed pods, with them as they travel. Now, with a little luck, our seeds will fall on the colonizable planets where they will have everything they need to establish a new garden for our people. Now, we need only direct an energy beam to activate them, allowing us to inhabit new planets without having to send a colony ship. And so there it is. Seed dispersal. Now, how do we activate this energy beam? That's what I'm wondering next. And so let's go ahead and select our next expansion tradition. Here we're going to go for reach for the stars. Now, the frontiers of our star nation are being pushed ever forward. Soon, nothing in this galaxy will lie beyond our grasp. And so this decreases starbase influence cost. Let's go ahead and go back here and see what's going on. Oh, we got our borders expanded over this very resourceful system. And we have expanded to our next planet. This is planet Asperium. And so we're going to go ahead and build a city district for starters. There's not many farming districts here. And so I think I might just designate this world to be like an alloy world or a forge world, I believe. All right, and so we'll come back to that planet a little bit later on. Meanwhile, let's see. We got our other construction ship over here. I'm looking around. I'm not seeing too many super appealing systems here to expand to, but I'm going to send my fleets forward. We're going to have them go ahead and just start checking out the rest of the galaxy. And here it is. We got an alert here. It says seeds absorbed. Space fauna visiting the garden ate the fruits of our garden and are now carrying our seed pods across the stars. And so here they are. They're hanging out over my base. And this is going to be our screenshot of the game here. And I got to get a close-up of this. This is the first time the Tiyanki have stopped by. I want to get both of them in the shot. There it is. Incredible. And we're gonna get a few here so that we can make sure we can see them. Oh, I didn't realize if you hold the right mouse button and you zoomed in and out, it does this kind of nice little zoom in feature here. All right, and so yeah, there it is. This is perfect. Our Plantoid starbase feeding the space fauna. And yeah, now we have their seeds and they'll take them across the stars. Depending on where they go and what planet they land over, hopefully these planets will be habitable for my Plantoid species. But yeah, we got a lot of food right now, and we got a couple of first contact protocols. There it is. And so Space Fauna have brought our seeds to Asperium and the Alyssa system, where they generated a new forest. All right, so let's go check this out. On our new planet here, here it is, Invasive Xenoflora. And so empires with the plentiful partnership origin can use a special project to summon armies to appear on the planet during war. And that's what we looked at earlier. This increases society research from jobs by 5%, food from jobs, and immigration pool. Nice. And so now our pops can grow even faster. Incredible. And so let's go ahead and continue. I'm going to have my science ships just go ahead and automatically survey the next nearby systems. I'll have my construction ships continue kind of securing those choke point systems. Here's our home world. Let's go ahead and look into getting another, let me see, we can build one more agricultural district, and that'll give us a building slot. And I might have to start building some more city districts here. We'll see where the game takes us. Let's also look at some decisions, and I want to make sure, oh yeah, I wanted to look and see if there was a way to point that beam and direct the fauna. And so here we go. We got our contacts established, and this is with the Shroud Walkers. And so we'll say goodbye to them for now. We'll say welcome to our borders. I'm going to go ahead and have my second science ship go ahead and just start automatically exploring the other side of the galaxy. We still have some nebula systems here to survey, and I want to get to those quickly because hopefully these are not other empires over here, but we'll go ahead and use our two envoys to initiate first contact. And we have an election. Willow Breen, the prettiest plant, that's our leader position, the prettiest plant, is running for election, and right now it looks like Willow Bean has the most support at 75. And so best of luck to Willow Bean. May he get a second election.
Detected.
Meanwhile, we're going to continue expanding over here on the bottom side of our borders. Now, this new world we have, let's see. Oh yeah, we have an alloy foundry on the way. And so we got that on the way. I see that we need some more jobs and housing. I think that alloy foundry should hold us over for a bit. And let's see who our new... Oh, we got 65 days for Willow Breen. Will he be able to keep his title as the prettiest plant? Erica Romer also has a trait available as well. Let's go for that survey speed. It's still pretty early on in the game. I want to get those systems surveyed as quickly as possible. And so we're going to build another starbase here too. And we're going to start working our way in multiple directions. We'll be expanding down in this area and then working our way up towards here. A little bit of Alpha Yang weathermanning. Just got here. What's this, Empire? Your friendly neighborhood dishwasher. I got you. We are playing with a invasive species themed Plantoid Empire. And so here we are using a bunch of different things from the 3.9 open beta. We're using the new portrait here for our species. Pretty cool looking, I don't know, is that like a wooden looking Plantoid species? We're playing with a fanatic egalitarian and pacifist empire. Egalitarian, there we go. And then we're going with catalytic processing and Argarian idol. We're using the New Origin Fruitful Partnership. And what this pretty much does is we'll have the Tiyanki go to a few of our bases. And so over here on the right, I'm going to click on our shipyard. We're going to go to our star base. And here is this starseed garden. And so what happens is that the Tiyanki goes to this base. They kind of like a bumblebee would like get pollen all over them. They'll get these seeds on them. They'll go travel to other planets. And if the planet is inhabited, we could land these pods on the planet. If the planet has pops on it and we go to war with them, the seeds will sprout up and become armies on the planet. And so, yeah, this is a part of a new origin. On top of that, we gave our species some new traits. And so the traits I went with, the new ones, we're just going to look at the new ones for now, are invasive species. And this is rapid reproduction, high dispersal ability, 0 useful capabilities. And so it increases habitability and pop growth speed by 5% for every negative trait selected. And so one of the new negative traits that we selected are psychological infertility. And so what this does is it decreases pop growth during war and crisis. And so, yeah, some pod people level strategy in real time. Yeah. And so members of this species are extremely sensitive to the rigors of conflict, with the resulting stress taking over the more primal urges. And so, yeah, I didn't really see that as like a terrible thing at the, but hopefully we don't land right next to a determined exterminator or a fanatic purifier. That could be very bad there. But yeah, outside of that, we're using that catalytic reprocessing, and I've opened up another building slot thanks to our 8 agricultural districts. And so maybe next up here we have some food to hold us over for a little bit. Have I completed the energy grid building? Still no energy grid building yet. Let's get another generator district up for now. And actually, speaking of which, we'll probably go for some tech. Wouldn't mind a little bit of technology here to speed up our tech speed, our research speed. All right, and so here we go. Let's go to our construction ship. I believe we should be able to build another starbase only if this system was surveyed. But right now, yeah, that catalytic processing is in full range right now, as we have a lot of alloys pretty early on. It's been a while since I've played with those catalytic processing empires, but here we have our olive maple head of researcher. Let's go with that. I feel like this politician tier 2 is going to help that leader maybe get a chance to run as the leader of our empire. It is faction time. We got one faction. Oh, cool. Only one faction. The Full Enfranchisement Network. And so it looks like we already got a lot of support from this faction. Their size is almost more than half of my population total, and 100% approval rating. And so that's going to give us a little bit more unity. As long as we continue playing the game they want, the way they want us to play it. And so we got the Vile Tunnel. This is from the Shroud. The Shroud Walkers. Oh, did we find another Shroud? Wow. Multiple Shrouds. All right, and so we also got first contact going on. That's going on over here on this side of the map. We have a nebula, and we don't know what is on the other side of it. Now, if I don't have my energy grid, there it is. All right, so at last, we can finally build energy grid buildings. And we're gonna get one started up on this world as well. We can sell some of our 6,000 food there. And there it is, 2 energy grids coming up hot. Meanwhile, let's go ahead and start expanding in this direction as well. We have this automated fleet here still hanging out, and we have another faction. Let's see what they're all about. They're about the economic development, excuse me, because I can't talk right now. The Economic Development Coalition. Cool. Oh, nice. And we got the dimensional portal situation. And so what happens here is if we reach out to the other side, we might find a like multi-dimensional like version of my plantoid species. And this could lead into some interesting situations if that does happen. Now, it looks like we found some more hostile ships. I feel like we could probably take them on here. Let's build up our fleets a little bit more as we continue to find more hostilities near our borders. All right, and so lots of first contacting going on right now. Let's get our science ship to automatically survey systems once again. And back from Dog Walk, welcome back, Terrible Hamster. How you doing? We are in the middle of our playthrough here with the 3.9 open beta. We're looking at this plantoid species, and so far, expansion is going smoothly. The garden grows. And so what, oh, my scientist went back over here. I guess we'll bring my construction ship over here. We have another tradition, and we're gonna go ahead and just continue through this expansion tree. Next up, let's go with Courier Network. Although our empire size is not terrible at the moment, I think we'll be okay selecting that for now. And when we finish that tradition, that's what I wanted to look at next. This will increase our max districts +1. Let's see. And we'll get an ascension perk.
Construction complete.
Cool stuff there. Now, I do wish I had that agenda activated while we were colonizing that planet. Completely missed our chance there. But I'll have to remember the next time we have it. There is a new agenda that we got. Oh, and we could go with peace festivals right now. This increases happiness, pacifists ethics attraction. Okay, let's give that a shot. Make our pops a little bit happier on our worlds. And there it is, the amenities have went up. I want to see if it shows it. Jobs, yeah, citizen pop happiness.
Discovered.
I'm not seeing that from, effects from high amenities, okay. Huh. All right, so here we have, it says here that Space Fauna brought seeds to our second world again, and they have generated more forest. You might want to change the benevolent subjugation policy for more unity from the, okay, copy that. Let me finish this expansion phase, and I think we could do that. I could see us doing that here. Right now, oh my goodness, my energy credits. Let's see here. Let's just move a few of our farmers over to the technician jobs. And honestly, I think that should be able to help out. I can't make this a favorite job here. I think that should be enough. And so we move some pops from our home world. There we go. Over to technicians. And next up, let's go for powered exoskeletons. Now, we are bringing a lot of these. Look at this. Nice. And so every time the Tiyanki bring those seeds back to one of my colonized planets, we are getting this Invasive Xenoflora trait. And so it just increases society research from jobs, and we get more food. This is going to help my planets that have a lot of agricultural districts because, I mean, we're already getting a lot of food from that as is. And so I guess I could go ahead and just build another agricultural district here. And we'll just start building the rest of our districts, and we'll come back to that planet a little bit later on. We'll need to wait a second here. Actually, I could probably get away with selling some alloys and food so that we can start building some jobs on this planet as well. We only have 4 pops, so we'll have to be careful there. Lots of jobs still open on this planet, but maybe we can get a couple of city districts open up. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm having some fun here with the catalytic processing, and so we'll probably get an industrial district up as well. Boom. Planets have been managed for a while. We have another couple of archaeological dig sites near us. We got two, one now in our border, the Grunner Ruins. And so that'll be a lot of fun using the Grunner to terraform planets into Gaia worlds. All right, and so outside of that, I think we should be okay. Let's take a quick peek here at our factions once again. Factions look pretty solid. High approval ratings for both of those, and more unity. I'm actually going to check out that benevolent stance, or the belligerent stance. Oh, you want a benevolent? Is it benevolent, or were you meaning belligerent? But yeah, let me see. War exhaustion, no, none of these. Actually, I don't know if I can go benevolent. We do have antagonistic. This is also a new diplomatic stance. And this has a lot to do with rivals, but I don't know if we'll be doing that this run. Yeah, I don't have benevolent. I do have belligerent. I have cooperative. Nothing to really help me with my... Actually, I guess... No, isolationist could be okay with more unity. Monthly unity, but... that hurts our diplo weight, which we don't have. I think we're going to keep expansionist for now. We got a lot of things riding on that pop growth, and I think we'll keep it that way. Here we have made first contact with, I believe, to be machines. Not a machine empire, but more of a mining drone type of species. Oh, it's not the diplomatic policies. What is it then? Maybe I don't remember. Oh, are you talking about for vassalage?
Anomaly detected.
Here it is, benevolent vassalage. And let me see what. Let's go to our factions again. I want to see which one it was they wanted. Oh yeah, there it is. All right, so benevolent subjugation policy. Sure, I guess we could do that. And then if we go back to our factions, bingo, baby, that is one satisfied faction right there. And so yeah, right on friendly neighborhood dishwasher for the help there. Now we have our pretty much some very satisfied factions right now. Only two of them. It's still early, but nonetheless, we're gonna keep expanding. And we are finishing our expansion tradition tree with the galactic ambition tradition. And so what this pretty much does is it decreases starbase upkeep. We'll finish that. And let's select our first ascension perk. Now we got some options here. One vision seems nice, but let me see here. What could we go with? Let's increase our edict fund. And so executive vigor, we went with that. And then I'm going to jump back over to my government tab. Let's see what edicts we have. And look at that, 125 edict fund. That is a lot. And so right now, I'm probably going to activate capacity subsidies. And that's still going to keep us under our edict fund. And so once we get some more unity here, we're also going to unlock fortify the borders. And we still have some edict fund. And so then we're going to go ahead and unlock the, or check up the encourage political thought. All of these edicts active. Wow. And we're still way under our edict fund there. And so cool stuff there. We're going to go for some research. Actually, let's go for survey speed. Survey speed text coming up next. But man, I did not realize how many edicts we could activate like that right there. And so let's go ahead and restrict this system. I don't want my ships, my science ships, my civilian ships traveling through this. So that system is off limits. We'll go ahead and expand here so that we can have this system in our borders to go to later on in the game. And let's keep this thing going. Now I see that I'm losing a little bit of consumer goods. And so let's build another industrial district here. And then we'll build our final city district in the system to open up more jobs. And so yeah, this planet, not as much housing, not as much jobs as I would have liked, but that's okay. We're trying out an empire that I have not played with before. Here, this is going to be our primarily designated forage world, and I would love to expand to another planet here sooner than later. And so let's go ahead and probably try to build a starbase over this system next. While that's underway, we're gonna go to our shipyard and let's build another colony ship. That way we can colonize our third planet. We have not had many planets near us in the early game, This is a size 25 relic world, and so there's probably not going to be a lot of farming on this planet. Yeah, not a lot of agricultural districts on that world. But if we get that that grunner going, you know what? Let's get another science ship built up. We're gonna get a science ship built up, and we're gonna start researching that grunner situation so that we can terraform that relic world later. I'm gonna have to double check on that. But if we can, we're going to terraform a relic world into a Gaia world. All right, so here we're going to go with that eye for talent again, and I'm going to make sure. Okay, Willow Breen is still our leader, and so I don't know when our next election comes up, but it's nice to see them back in office. Here we have, oh, check this out. So the invasive Xenoflora has changed. It is now a overwhelming invasive Xenoflora. And so with this, we get even more food, more immigration pool, and more society from jobs. Yo, I had this planet designated. Actually, this could work out perfectly. But yeah, right now we have a lot of food that we could be getting from jobs. And so I'm looking to see if we have, okay, we don't have any farming buildings. I'm gonna continue using this as a forage world, but I do want to squeeze some food on this planet because we could really benefit from that. Let's go to our other planet. This one only has the regular invasive Xenoflora. I don't know. This seems like a good food planet, but let's see what this third world looks like. Actually, you know what? I might change things around here. All right, so from here on out, we're going to be building agricultural districts on this planet. We'll replace this industrial district and alloy foundry later on. If we need to, we'll see. We might just keep them. But man, and then we should have a colony ship on the way here in a moment. Let's continue our expansion. Oh, and these borders are under some other empire's control. Yeah, we can see here their icons are yellow, and so even over here. All right, and so we got a intelligent empire nearby. We're gonna have to be very wary of that. We're running out of room to expand over here too. And so, man, it's crazy how much room I thought we had, but actually we really don't. And so since that's the case, let's start building some bases. All right, and so we're gonna upgrade one starport. We got room to build 6 of them. And I want to double check here and make sure these are choke points. We're putting these in. We got 2. And actually, we got 3 back-to-back choke point systems. And so we'll go ahead and get those squared away. And yeah, there it is. All right, guys. And so this is looking pretty good. We're going to be making first contact here in just a moment. Actually, can we do it now? Actually, we do have 2 envoys here that we're going to go ahead and put to use. And there it is.
Survey complete.
And so 2 envoys. We got initiating first contact. We may be encountering a empire for the first time. We got a 3rd science ship up and at it. Let's go ahead and recruit another scientist as well. This scientist has the carefree traits that gives them a 45% anomaly research speed bonus. That is juicy. That is a very nice tradition right there, or a trait to have. And we're gonna go straight for the grunner. And so we're gonna excavate the next grunner dig site, and we are finding more and more Xenos out there in the galaxy. We're gonna give our Minister of Defense the entrepreneur trait, and here the next month, those consumer goods up there at the very top that are in the negative are now positive. Beautiful. On top of that, we got our colony ship here, and let's go to this planet. This is a relic world. We're gonna go ahead and colonize it. And this is going to be our full-blown, actually, oh, it's a ruined world. So I thought it was the kleptomaniac rats, but that does not look like it's the case.
Construction complete.
And did I just build? I want to make sure I did not just queue up another. Oh no, I meant to colonize the planet with the ship that I currently have. Here it is. All right, and so for this 3rd planet we are about to colonize, Septorium. I dig it. Easy on the tongue. And now, let's see, what do we have here? Does our home planet have... No. We don't have the invasive Xenoflora like our second world Esperium does. But this is nice. This is very nice. Now, I just need pops on this planet. And so, in due time, we'll be running out of space on this world. We'll start relocating some of the pops. But meanwhile, let's see if we can get some last second expansion going here. And let's actually bring our fleets back. We're gonna bring the ships back home now. They've done all they can over here. We'll try to clean out some fleets as well. All of our star bases are up and ready to go, and I'm going to go ahead and try something a little differently here. What? So the Starseed Gardens can be modules? Or what's the difference? Is there a difference? There's Starseed Gardens and Starseed... Oh, you can make Starseed Gardens as modules and buildings. I wonder what would happen if we just built all of these. I wonder if they stack up on each other. Like, could we just have these things all over the place? Let's give it a shot. We're gonna build Starseed Gardens everywhere. And just have Tiyanki all over the place, spreading seeds everywhere. This sounds kind of crazy, and so we'll see what happens with those gardens. We'll see if we begin to see more Tiyanki around. Let's see, where are my science ships at? What are we doing? We got some systems I want surveyed. And we'll burn some alloys while we have them. And so yeah, once those are finished, we'll take a look at those star bases here in a bit. Planet Esperium still looking pretty solid right now. We got a few more agricultural districts up. We get some nice bonuses there. And here, it looks like we're attacking what? I believe these are the crystalline shard. Oh, they're the mining corps. Yeah, the machines got to get out of the way. They're in the way of our operations. So can we take these guys down? There he is. We won. Bingo. And our ships are still heading back home. We're expanding the council finally. So this took a little bit longer. But we're going to go for the elder... Oh, wait. Do I want to go for the elder farmers or do I want to go for principal catalyst? I mean, we got some food right now. We got a lot of food right now. Let's go for the principal catalyst. Both of those seemed really nice. And we can assign a scientist to it. And so let's give this one to Heath Garland. Especially if he's researching projects and things like that. And let's select our next agenda. And so let's see. I'm seeing here we got a couple, especially since we're getting ready to colonize a new planet. We're going to go with superior colonies. This increases colony development speed by 25%. And colony development speed will be increased even further when we launch the agenda up to 50%. On launch effect, young colonies get a planetary build speed of 50% for 10 years. Now, I haven't tried this one out yet, but we'll give it a shot. And these are all my edicts that are active right now. That is still so crazy that we are nowhere near our edict capacity, our edict fund. But sweet. Outside of that, let's go back to our factions here. Everything is still looking pretty good with the factions as well. I could probably get away with building one more ship. And let's get this thing going again. Oops, I keep going to the wrong thing. There it is. Oh, wait, why did I build so many? Why are we building 4 Corvettes? I'm actually going to see what's happening here. Why am I building 4 of these right now? Oh, is it because my leader? Maybe? Okay. It's saying that I'm still at 19 ships total right now, but
Establishing colony.
I don't know if this might be a little sticky situation, but we'll stop building those for now. I don't want to go over my fleet command limit right now. It must be some sort of trait or something from one of my leaders that I didn't look at. But meanwhile, we're going to go ahead and select our next tech. I'm going to go for administrative AI to increase that research speed a little bit faster. We have another city district appearing on my home world. And we're going to take advantage of these last 2 buildings. These last 3 building slots we'll have. And we'll start increasing our tech speed. Now, Septorium is being colonized at the moment. This is a relic world. This planet we kind of had designated as a forge world. I'm going to switch it over to an agro world instead.
Construction complete.
And I still don't have any farming buildings. We'll need to get those here later on. But what we do have are gardens. Lots of gardens. And so I'm hoping that we can start bringing in the space fauna here. But meanwhile, we have the crystalline entities. We can say, hey, let's learn to coexist with the star crystal species. Meanwhile, we have our second tradition that we can start. And what do we go for here? I wonder if adaptability has anything good for, let's say, resources? No? It gives us adaptive ecology that gives us an extra building slot that could be very useful. We could go with harmony. This decreases pop upkeep. So many options. Prosperity could be pretty useful right now for my empire. Let's try prosperity. I feel like you can't go wrong with prosperity. Getting more resources, especially with those systems that we have lots of mining stations on. We'll definitely need to increase those resources for sure, like energy credits and minerals. Since we're going the catalytic route, we do want lots of food so that we can turn those alloys, turn that food into alloys. There we go. And so gene clinics, I'm excited to try this one out next. This is going to also increase pop growth speed. And so it says that medical workers turn consumer goods into amenities, pop growth speed, and organic pop assembly speed, and they improve planet habitability. Let's get those up on 2 of my worlds. Oh, I think I need to have a specific type of planetary capital building here, and so we'll have to wait to do that on this world, but cool stuff there. And we are still trying to initiate first contact with another empire. I believe one of my envoys either died or was killed. Here we have another election taking place in another 150 plus days, but Willow Breen still seems to get most of the support. Will they be able to three-peat is the question. Willow Breen, best of luck. Now let's go back to our construction ships. I just want to see if there's any more systems that we could maybe expand those nice borders to. Not seeing anything, but over here, I would like to get a scientist. A scientist. And let's survey these nearby systems. Really, I want to get here, and if we can, that's an alpine world. I don't know if that'll be habitable for our species, but something that could help us get there is the bowel organism. And so this is going to be an important situation here, or a precursor chain. I don't know if it's a precursor chain, but it's a chain event. And it says decoded ancient data crystals have been found at the dig site chronicling the Grunner's military exploits. While most are local and of little interest, several volumes detail the Grunner's first encounter with an alien species referred to as the bowel organism. Little more can be gleaned about the bowel at this point, save that they were a massive plantoid species and had many colonies seated among the stars. Let's keep digging. And so yeah, the sooner we can complete that, the better. Here we have our relic world, 90% habitability somehow. Let's start getting some city districts up, and we'll definitely be designating this world to be a factory planet. And so here we got a mining station output bonus. Let's go for that basic strike craft technology. Actually, you know what? We're going with a lot of armor. Let's go with ceramo metal materials to research next. The beta alien situation continues, and they're hostile snails. What? That's the most adorable face. Why are you hostile? All right, well, we got hostile snails nearby, and hopefully we can make a good relationship with them. If not, it just seems so weird going to war with a plantoid species, but I don't know. I guess we could look at ourselves as like a xenotrap. Let's go with Spark of Genius. Actually, we need energy credits right now, and so we'll go for that capitalist traits. And I think now that we have that new world, it's going to be burning into some of my energy credits here. And so, oof. Here, let's see if we got a few technicians on this planet. Let's go ahead and assign them a few open technician jobs, and bingo. Sometimes it just takes you moving your pops around to fix your economy. And so colony development speed, let's go for that technology next. I see a few worlds still nearby that I would like to colonize. We have that agenda activated as well. And here we have the Septotorium. There's currently 2 pops on the planet. The planet is now colonized again, or what was happening there? And we have found a hive mind. They're the Surgog Hive. And hopefully we can befriend them now. I've befriended hive minds before. This is our first alien encounter with a intelligent species. They're belligerent, and so hopefully our fleets are strong enough to befriend them. And let's try to improve relations with this empire. Now I'm very excited because, oh, they've closed their borders to us. Tragic. One of my construction ships are going to go MIA for a bit, and a scientist as well. It's unfortunate. And so they're only suspicious of us. At least that's good. That's looking at the silver lining here. If we can keep our envoys on them, we could possibly increase relations with them and hopefully make them a friend. Meanwhile, over here with the Grunner ruins, the Baul organism continues, with data crystal records revealing that the Grunner waged war against the Baul, now desiring a plentiful resources purportedly found on their planets. A set of systems coordinates have been successfully extracted from one such record. Our archaeologists are uploading the planet's location to our systems now. And so let's look for the next project, the former Baul colony investigation. And here it is. Or, no, it was there. We should get the indicator here in just a moment. That's robot debris. This one's the ruined world.
Anomaly detected.
Okay, and I guess we'll be waiting until we find it. All right, and so let's also, we have plenty of energy credits. Let's get more ore-rich caverns from an asteroid. Uh-oh, another hostile species. That is not good. We are trying to make friends. We have plants, we have fruits and things like that, and these species just want to destroy us. We're going to go on the right side of the prosperity tree with the standard construction templates, and this pretty much just has our buildings and districts. They'll have their build cost reduced by 10% and their build speed increased. I can see that as a plus for my plantoid species, building those districts a little bit faster. And here I have 2 scientists. Let's see. This was my carefree scientist, and so I'm using this one in particular to research anomalies. We have yet to have found the next Grunner situation, and so I'm going to have them just start surveying in these systems. And oh no, that is bad. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a hostile hive mind species, a species making claims on my systems. We have lots of technologies here to research. Running a little low on the food right now, and so that's the lowest I've seen it in a while. We're gonna go ahead and start building or researching hydroponic bays to add those to some future star bases in the future. These guys have declared us a rival. Why? I don't know. And for my Heath Garland leader, let's give them a logistics understanding trait. Actually, a couple of my leaders. Willow Breen! Is he back in office again? Wait, did he win his election? Because if so, I think that's a 4-peat right there. He sure did. There he is, ladies and gentlemen. Willow Breen back in office. A 4-peat. This has been absolutely unheard of right now. He is really setting the standard for our leaders in the future. And so give it up for Willow. He's been holding it down. Remember to change your diplomatic stance to cooperative once you hit the upper limits of expansion. You read my mind. Diplomatic stance. We are changing this bad boy right away to cooperative. And what this does is increases diplomatic weight, envoy improvement relations, and border friction does not play as much of a vital role decreasing relations with other empires. Now, operation cost and operation upkeep will be increased. And so if you want to do any sort of like espionage type operations towards other empires, probably not the best idea to do that while you're in a cooperative diplomatic stance. But we do want that. We want friends, not food, at least yet. And we still have all of our edicts active thanks to that ascension perk that we selected earlier. Let's check out our planets one more time. I want to make sure that we're looking pretty solid here. We are increasing our tech score. Only thing is we're lacking farmers and clerk jobs, which no biggie. That's just the reason why our amenities are a little low at the moment. And now that I'm thinking about that, we're gonna have to keep that in mind with this plantoid species, because although we do have some civics that give us bonuses to things like food and things like that, and so like our Garian idol, every 4 of these agricultural districts we build, it'll give us an increased or just one building slot. You know, going all out on that is cool and all, but we will have a little less amenities, and so you'll have to find a nice little balance here of city districts versus agricultural districts. Unless you just don't even care about your pops being happy, then by all means go all out with agricultural districts. Here on this world we have 3 of those agricultural districts built, and so we're going to build one more, and that is going to open a building slot here. I've also been adding gene clinics. We've been kind of leaning towards pop growth in the early game here. We have 54 pops now. We started with like around what, 30 pops earlier on. And here is our 3rd planet. This is a relic world we just colonized. We only have 3 pops on it. We're getting some city districts, industrial districts, and things like that up on this planet. This is going to be a factory world 100%. All right, we already have our home world, which is kind of mixed between a number of different things that we needed earlier in the game. This is going to be my first agro world, and so producing tons and tons of food. On top of that, this planet has the overwhelming invasive flora trait that increases food from jobs, along with some other modifiers as well. And then we have Septorium. This is the relic world, and so we'll be using that catalytic processing there to hopefully get even more food. So these guys are hurting our relationship, but yeah, they're hurting it pretty badly. Pretty badly, if I say so myself. We got to find another empire. Hopefully they'll be as friendly to us, or friendlier to us than these guys are. But yeah, this hive mind that is on our borders, they're causing some problems. And so right now our relationship has not changed. Actually, yeah, it's steady on the decline. There's not much I can do. I can't make them my friends. But what I can do is level up our head of researcher here with a veteran level. And what do we want to go for here? Let's go for pioneer. We're steadily going with that experience XP, and honestly I could just go crazy right now and build another fleet. Okay, let's disband this one, and we're gonna make a second fleet the same as the one I had before. You guys want to send us rivalry, you know, things like stuff like that, we'll be ready. We will be ready. Now we still haven't found that next Grunner archaeological dig site, which is a little sad, but hopefully we'll find it here in the future. I got a few of my science ships starting to survey in this area next, and we have made contact with the Praku-Stellar Imperium. Oh, nice. Oh yeah, right away. I already knew we would be friends with these guys. They are erudite explorers. They have the xenophile and fanatic materialist traits, or civics, I believe. And they're on the opposite side of our hive-minded, not so friendly empire. And so right away they want to form a non-aggression pact with us. I'm like, heck yes, let's get this thing going.
Survey complete.
And so we have one less empire that we have to worry about attacking us. I can't see their borders anywhere, or where any of their planets are. And then they're going to send us a commercial pact, wonderful, as well as a research agreement. We will take all of these things. That is incredible. On top of that, we're already building Corvettes, and so we can decrease that Corvette build cost and increase the Corvette build speed. Same for frigates. That'll be nice. And oh my goodness, this empire is so small, and it looks like they are getting invaded by someone. I can't tell if they're at war with someone, but I don't know if it's looking good for them. Hey, yo, let's go, hold up. Yeah. Let's do something here. Let's see if the hive mind is going to do something about it if I send my fleets to their border. And while our fleets are on the way over here, we're going to upgrade this outpost into a starport. And I'm going to add some shipyards here so that we can keep our ships docked here. Oh, we got multiple sides that they can attack me from as well. And we're going to build our final starbase. Or upgrade our final starbase that we can upgrade for now. Meanwhile, let's go ahead and check out what's up with this world. We have a bunch of districts now being created on this planet. Oh, we could actually clear out some tile blockers. We'll clear out just one for now. And here we got another first contact situation with the Commonwealth of Great Gorf. These guys are Democratic Crusaders. And so hopefully we can make friends of these guys, but I don't know if they're about that friendly life. Oh, they are. Cool. So they give us a non-aggression pact. Nice. Okay, and so we'll establish an embassy with them as well. And here we have another friend. It's almost like
Survey
we could
complete.
form
Technology
a federation.
discovered.
There it is. The embassy has been formed. And they're at war with someone at the moment. That is not good. That is not good at all. And so now I'm feeling a little bit better about being next to this hive mind.
Complete.
We have found a couple of friendlier empires out there in the galaxy I think we could maybe work around with. We are definitely increasing our fleet naval capacity above what we can really maintain at the moment, which is not the worst thing in the world, but I'm going to go ahead and get these shipyards up. Let's also get, I think food is okay for now. I'm going to go with a disruption field. This decreases shield hit points if the enemy even has shielding. Actually, better yet, let's go with communication jammers. And then there's one more base here. We're going to use this to increase. Actually, this is going to have to be maybe a defensive base as well. With hostilities at our borders, we got to be prepared for anything and everything. All right, and so my scientists here have continued surveying in this direction. We still haven't found any aliens on this side of the map yet. Hopefully that continues to be the case so that we can expand our borders even further, like we are getting ready to do right now. And here is the moon bump situation.
Technology discovered.
Unfortunate. We can also find Renown Paragons too. We've built a base building that allows us to find them more frequently. What I was looking for next is... what was I looking for? Oh, I wanted to go to our situation log and see about the... Well, this would be a good project to research first. This one would be a good one next. The Baul. And so, there's projects all over the map that we're going to have to be researching here. And all of these flashing icons are indicators of that. And so our scientists have a lot of work out for them here in the future. And so let's just go back to this and we'll come back to that later on. And so it's going to take us some time before we can get that grunter situation. We're also going to be expanding our borders at the same time. And there it is, Xenolinguistics. It is up and ready to go. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Alpha Delete. We have looked at some new features here for the invasive species. Tune in later this week. We are going to be getting ready for another Plantoid playthrough. We're going to be continuing this run, but let me know. What do you think so far of our invasive species? Later on, we're going to be looking to see how these Tiyanki can spread some seeds across other planets and blossom armies. Until then, I will see you all later. I'm Alpha Delete, and this is the invasive species playthrough. Alpha out.